What's up, everyone? We got some pesto pasta right here. Got some, some good old little hot Italian sausage in there, and then also some zucchinis to get some veggies as well. But yeah, I got some Parmesan cheese. Um, yeah, let's get into it. And then we got some nice Thai iced tea right here. Let me try this. I never tried this. A bottle of Thai iced tea. Fairly solid, pretty good. Okay, well, I don't know if you guys, if you're really into the online community these days, and especially if I don't watch Twitch at all, but social media, if you're aware, if you know Offline TV, who have multiple members in the group, and the hot dumpster fire that recently occurred. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty details. You can do your own research on your own, but as if 2020 couldn't get any worse. So pretty crazy. Well, I'm not gonna talk about the situation offline TV. There's a lot of people talking about it, but these streamers obviously what they do for the job is entertainment for the people, right? And I feel that streamers often put out too much out in the public eye, recording their everyday life and letting their audience know what they're up to every second. I actually don't. I feel like it's too time consuming to watch streamers and Twitch streamers like that, so I don't really watch streamers in particularly, but I'm aware of the drama that's happening around. So yeah, that's just my take on streamers. But they love what they do. I'm not bashing them at all. But it's just that I feel like they let their audience into too much of their lives sometimes. Okay, so moving on to a more lighthearted and brighter topic, I'll be talking about anime movie that recently released on Netflix. It's called A Whisker Away. So our main character is a young girl named by Miyo Sasaki, and obviously, you know how like the younger audience, they like that romance stuff, right? So this girl, she has a crush on one of her classmates, and his name is Kento Hinode. And every day Miyo, she greets Hinode with a good morning by bumping into him a little bit, and but every time Hinode tries to avoid any contact with her, and every day she's kind of shut down, with her flirting as a result. So one day Mio actually comes across a fat cat who's obviously pretty sketchy from the get go, and he offers her, "Do you want a chance to become a cat?" So he offers her a mask, if you will, and all she has to do is put on that mask, and she can switch back and forth between her human form and into her cat form. So in her cat form, she builds up the courage to meet up Hinode, and Hinode, grows fond of her and names her as Taro in her cat version, which I'll be referring to her throughout the rest of the video in her cat form. So, she's growing a relationship with Hinode. So usually, maybe after school every day, she hangs out with him, and she learns more about Hinode as a person, and he's very caring, and he loves animals as well. So one day, Mio actually hears some boys gossiping talking trash about Hinode behind his back, and she has a crush on him, obviously, and wants to stick up for him. So she confronts the boys, and eventually they get into some altercation, and she gets hurt as a result. And then Hinode immediately rushes down and is concerned, seeing that there's a scratch on her leg, and he takes her to the nurse's office. And now Miyo's has butterflies in her stomach, thinking that Hinode somewhat cares for her, right? So eventually, further down the line, as Taro hangs out with Hinode more, she overhears the situation happening behind the scenes with Hinode's family. So pretty much, his grandfather is a pottery craftsman, and they can't keep up the studio because the expenses are too high, and as well they probably want to shut it down. But deep down, she knows that they actually really loves pottery and wants to keep the family tradition alive. And in doing so, she wants to comfort Hinode, and it kind of is maybe bad timing, but she wants to confess to him in the form of a love letter. So I don't know, back in the day, the concept of love letters was actually a real thing. It feels super traditional and kind of hokey. Well, in today's sense, it'd be a little hokey, but yeah, that's just my little thoughts about that. Let's get some more to eat before we get back into it. Oh, excuse me. It's good. I'm not sick. Just have some allergies, man. My body is so susceptible to allergies. Like, the pollens are out. It's summer now. Oh my gosh, it's killing me. Okay, so Miyo's letter, as she was about to confess and give the letter to Hinode, she's really interrupted by some typical school bullies. So they snatch the letter and read, and they have the audacity to read the letter out loud. Of course, Hinode retracts. He feels like he's put on the spot, and he says that he hates Miyo as a result. And Miyo is deeply shocked and runs away with tears in her eye. So, excuse me. So now Miyo is put in this dark place that even in her human form and her cat form, she can't really do much for Hinode. He has his family situations at home and a lot of other stuff to worry about. So she decides, maybe it is better for me to be cat as Taro, because I offer him comfort in that sense. But as a human, I don't really offer much to him, since she thinks he may hate her. She thinks that he may hate her. So obviously it's good timing, that fat sketchy cat. Now I think they call him the mask seller in the movie, so I'll refer him into that. And he's there at perfect timing, ready to collect his payment. So as soon as he hears Miyo say that, I think I might commit to being a cat, and so he takes her human mask off, and now she's left as a cat. So the mask seller actually reveals that this is what I do for a living, pretty much. I take the masks of humans, and if they want, and give it to cats who want to become humans, and vice versa in this sense. So, and then as Miyo sees the mask seller getting farther and farther away, she kind of has some regrets about saying that as well. So now she's stuck in her cat form. Now some time has passed, and her loved ones, particularly her stepmom, her father, and really close friend are trying to do a search for her since she's missing. Oh, let me get a quick sip right here. Now there's a little big twist here. So actually, Miyo actually happens to see an individual who has taken her place as Miyo in her human form, and she's shocked to learn that their cat in their house is named Kinako, and it's her stepmom's cat. But Kinako has taken her place using Miyo's human face. So eventually, Miyo is trying to talk with Kanako, trying to convince her to give her human mask back. But Kanako reveals that as a cat, her lifespan is coming to an end, and all she wants to do is make her owner happy. But however, later down the line, Kinako's mom, otherwise known as Miyo's stepmom, says to Kinako that I really miss my cat and really love her. I hope she comes back home soon. And then eventually Kinako comes to realize that, I'm willing to revert back to my human form. Revert back to my cat form and give Miyo's human mask back. But, she realizes this a little too late. There's this concept of a cat island where only people who have turned into cats, or cats of that matter, can see this island. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. So there's like an invisible bridge, and Miyo is told that the mask seller resides there. So she heads over to the cat island, and eventually Kinako confesses that you realize I'm actually not Miyo, and so do her loved ones as well. They kind of suspect Miyo isn't herself at all, and she's like a completely different person. So Kinako tells Hinode what's going on, and how Miyo may be in danger because the mask seller might do something nasty to her. So eventually, Hinode and Kinako end up at the cat island, and they're met by the mask seller. Here is where the mask seller takes away Miyo, and Hinode chases right after her. So eventually those two are face off against this mask seller, and his whole evil plan is revealed. The concept about cats having 9 lives. His evil scheme was to take the lifespan of Miyo and Hinode as his own. So so he's just a big scammer trying to win things in his favor to extend his life in that sense. And I forgot to mention. So when Miyo arrived on this island, she didn't know what the heck was going on, but she was eventually led to these cat individuals who were formerly human, and they made the same decision as Miyo too. At first, they all had one similarity that really, what's the word that I'm looking for? Really is in common with Miyo as well. So they all pretty much have problems of their own, but they were all running away from it, and thought maybe a life of a cat would be easier. And so the mask seller had duped all these individuals into doing so. So going back to the mask seller and Hinode Miyo, so I believe there's like this sacred tree, and there's like a certain time where I believe the mask seller can use its power to extract the lifespan from Miyo and Hinode. But as things weren't looking too good, the cats who were formerly humans come to save the day. So it's kind of like a little happy ending right there. And Miyo gains her human form back once again. Okay. So make sure actually to watch the end of the credit scene. There's actually like pictures of what happens after a little. So we get to say see, Miyo and Hinode, they're a couple. They confess their feelings to one each other, and Miyo tells her best friend how about what happened and how the romantic feelings kind of rekindled right there. So big girls being girls are talking about it and stuff like that. And then toward the end, you know how Mio actually she does her little attack every morning on Hinode, but this time Hinode does that to Mio, saying Hinode sunrise surprise attack or something like that, and it was pretty cute right there. So. But I actually want to analyze this movie on a more deeper sense. So I just want to explain the family dynamic between Mio and Hinode. So Mio actually, she's in a household where she has a new stepmom and her father recently remarried, and she's not on good terms with her mother. And since her father and mother actually divorced, but her real mother, biological mother, actually wasn't there to support her once they got divorced. You know how the narrative goes. It's very difficult for kids to grow up when there's problems in the household with family divorces and stuff like that. But Mio's stepmom was very considerate, and she did a very good job trying to be Mio's new mother. Right? She's very caring as well, taking consideration, trying to raise Mio like her own biological daughter. And then here we remember about Hinode's family situation, about his grandfather possibly closing the pottery, family tradition. But Hinode actually later on he actually builds the courage to tell his mom that actually I know we're not doing well in the pottery business right now, but I want to take up on that challenge and continue the family tradition. So he confesses to his mom, and his grandfather's happy and brings a little tear to his mother's eye as well. Quick sip. Yes. So I wanted to. So Hinode, remember when he rejected Mio? He was doing that as a front. Didn't know what to do, right? But in reality, at the time, he was kind of jealous of Mio too. She seems like a upbeat girl and super happy all the time. Person that you would definitely want to be friends with. She brings good vibes, right? But in reality, she has her own problems on her own and in her family household. And Hinode was very jealous of that she can be so strong. He she shows strength of not showing her emotions and gives up kind of this facade, if you will. And I'm gonna bring this back to social media and stuff like that, and the situation happening in offline TV as well. So you know how these people on social media, these influencers, if you will, they show only what they want you to see, right? They show you the good times of how much fun they have. Their life is great, but they don't post stuff that it's real about their life, what struggles they're going through. They don't want to talk about that. So it's kind of taboo if you think about it. So behind closed doors, about the offline TV situation. Um, you know, you see their content stuff like that. They're having a good old time, but behind closed doors, it's not all butterflies and rainbows in that matter. So at the end of the day, we see these people online. We don't actually know them as a real person, right? You think you know them as if they're like your best friend, knowing every little detail about their lives, but truly you don't really know them as a person behind when the cameras are shut off or behind closed doors. So yeah, okay, that's like I don't know why I got so deep right into this mukbang, but this is my my thoughts. Actually I don't watch Twitch or look into offline TV streams or streamers of that sort, but I do like their podcasts or some of the YouTube content. which is pretty funny. And just to see how it goes, how some things never last. But yeah. But yeah, that's it for today's mukbang. Thank you for watching. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Peace.